Hello, Kardashian fans, haters, and the like. I'm Lauren Zima.
And I'm Denny Directo.
We are here counting down the biggest Kardashian moments of 2016.
There were so many.
So many. You guys, they were dubbed America's first family in the past. That was very controversial, but here's the thing. You guys click on them. We talk about them. We got to go over their biggest moments of the year because they pretty much owned the year as they do every year.
And so many of them had headlines throughout the year for sure. But we got to kick things off with the biggest, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. I mean, what a saga this year for them.
What a saga. And by the way, you guys, I want to say, we know you're going to have comments on all of the Kardashian moments. You guys always have strong opinions on this crew. So leave them on ET's Facebook page and we will get them on our phones and talk them through. So Kim and Kanye, the saga. That's what we've dubbed it.
Of course, last year, at the end of last year, Kim gave birth to Saint West. So the beginning of this year was focusing on her body, getting her body back. Kim revealed that she lost an amazing 60 pounds.
I have to say, as a woman, I loved Kim's weight loss journey. I mean, girl, working it on Snapchat, all oiled up there for one reason or another, probably a photo shoot. Kim showed more of her body this year, I think, than ever before. I mean, she posed for Playboy years ago, but through social media, through Snapchat especially, she really chronicled this weight loss, and she was really upfront about how she did it. She showed herself working out. She admitted that she was doing Atkins. She was going no carb, and she said that she wanted to get back down to her weight like before the nude selfie.
I was going to say,
we
but then
talk
of
about
course, she wanted to flaunt that new bod and broke the internet once again with this naked selfie. And you know what? A lot of people were in uproar.
You know what is so funny about it? Remember, Kim was like, that was an old picture. I just threw it up. Kim has said that she is the one doing all of her social media. And I believe it because it's so authentically her. And I think that's why it resonates. And you know what? Kim does what she wants to do.
But it was crazy to think about how many celebrities were actually so against the nude selfie.
So against it. It was so polarizing.
And they were so vocal about it too. But of course, because Kim is a boss now, it's like after now that she has 2 children, she goes, I can say anything I want. She clapped back at her haters on Twitter. She called out Bette Midler. She called out Chloe Moretz. But listen, look at this tweet. This is my favorite. I had to pull up this one. I'm going to read it to you guys. Sorry I'm late to the party, guys. I was busy cashing my 80 million video game check and transferring 53 million into our joint account. I mean, come on, mic drop.
Mic drop.
That'll shut him up.
Kim, yes, like you said, she had to shut down so many haters because this selfie was controversial because a lot of people argued and a lot of celebrities argued that Kim is this powerful female figure and that she needed to set a good example. But, you know, Kim comes at it as, hey, my body, I'm going to do what I want to do, owning her sexuality, and I saw both sides of it, but I gotta say, my love to Kim on this one. Do what you want to do, girl. You look great.
And you know what? I was gonna say, if you got it, flaunt it. I don't think because you have kids that automatically makes you not sexy anymore. You know what I mean?
I loved it.
She killed it.
But like you said, we sort of had to chronicle every step of the back and forth, the Chloe Grace Moretz's and Bette Midler's and Kim's response. We were writing a new article every 5 seconds, it felt like, for this. And that also happened with our hubby Kanye West and his various Twitter rants. We would literally, you guys, have our article ready to go, and he would tweet again.
And we're accustomed to Kanye's Twitter rants. We are. Yes. But man, this one was epic. This was against a Twitter rant against Wiz Khalifa, fellow rapper. He went on the defensive, and it was kind of random. Basically, this is based on after Kanye wanted to change the name of his album to Waves. Wiz Khalifa was not having it. Said, please don't take Waves. Don't know what that's about. But Kanye wasn't having it, and he just went on a crazy Twitter rant. I mean, it ranged from claiming that Wiz Khalifa stole from Kid Cudi. He also was referring to his ex, Amber Rose, who happens to be Wiz Khalifa's baby mama, saying that a stripper trapped you. I mean, and he even had the audacity to say that, like, I am in control of your kids. It was kind of crazy.
It was crazy, and we got to talk about the tweet that made it the craziest.
Amber Rose.
Amber Rose's tweet, you guys.
She wasn't going to take that.
She wasn't going to take it, of course. Look at this. Aw, Kanye West, are you mad I'm not around, I can't even say it, to play in your anymore?
Hashtag fingers in the booty ass bitch. I mean,
you want to talk about a mic drop.
The clapback heard around the world. I think I squealed when I read that.
It was like everyone in the office got that tweet emailed to them at the exact same moment, and we all audibly, did you guys see this? It was... Who says that? 2016 was the year of bold social media celebrity arguments, and I was intrigued by it. I was captivated.
I'm losing it again.
Oh
I think
my
I'm losing
God.
it.
I mean,
hashtag fingers in the booty ass bitch might be
like, I don't even know what that means. I'll be honest. I don't even know what it means.
Webster. Add it to your dictionary.
My gosh.
Man. That was so funny.
It was the year of so many makeups and breakups. I mean, now at this point, by the end of 2016, Amber and Kanye are cool because BLAC CHYNA is Amber's best friend. BLAC CHYNA's with Rob. We're gonna get to that, but they're pretty cool. But
and shortly after that, Amber actually met with Kim.
Yes.
And they took a photo together, which also rocked the internet. So they're bygones be bygones, right?
This is like Shakespearean tragedy, odyssey, epicness, this family. So another little bit of a quarrel for Kanye, him and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift argued, first we thought they're going to make up. They're at the Grammys together. They're cool. They're posing for the first time together after their VMA beef years ago. And then Kanye releases his song Famous. And in it, he says of Taylor, I made that be famous. Taylor Swift gets on stage at this year's Grammys to win Album of the Year and kind of calls out Kanye in front of the world. Oh my God.
What's crazy about that is I get why she wanted to use a big platform to kind of call him out on it. But, girl, you just won Album of the Year. Your second time. You're the first woman to win Album of the Year twice. And you took that moment and made it something else, which kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
I definitely see what you're saying. I mean, I think she was trying to really come at it hard, I'm guessing, by using that platform. But also, you know, it came across a little bit like you don't want to come across petty either, you know? So,
no. And of course, that's not where it ended. You'd think it would just be over after that.
Yes.
But no, things got worse, actually.
No.
You know, Kanye claimed he actually asked Taylor for permission to use that lyric. Taylor's reps strongly denied that. And then Kim Kardashian got a little Snapchat happy with her savagery. She released the alleged phone calls between Taylor and Kanye talking about Famous and let the whole world judge for themselves.
The whole world, you know, and then I think there were even some arguments, some people saying those calls had been edited. I mean, then Taylor releases her statement on it through a screenshot of her notes app. It was so much. This is why we're calling it Kim and Kanye the Saga. By the way, you guys, so many of your comments coming in right now. You guys are kind of going back and forth in the comment section. I get what you're saying. There are a lot of polarizing opinions here. Want to get into then Kim. Towards the end of this year, we had talked so much just in these last few minutes about how Kim was on social media being bold, having this huge year for her. She joined Snapchat. She met with Snapchat. Like, Kim was all about social media this year more than ever before, but she has now gone silent because of when she was robbed at gunpoint in Paris just a few months ago. We miss Kim.
Yeah, I miss Kim a lot, actually.
I miss Kim so much. Here, her and Chris and Courtney, that was during Paris Fashion Week, just before she was robbed and essentially kidnapped at gunpoint. Those people, the burglars, still on the loose. It was just so wild that something on that magnitude, that kind of crime could happen to such a well-known A-lister celebrity.
And so it's obviously a very, very dangerous situation. And no matter your opinions on Kim, this is a mother of two who was held at gunpoint for what, jewelry? So it's kind of crazy that, and clearly it's affected her. She really has taken a cue from her brother, Robert Kardashian, and has really remained silent on social media. We haven't really seen her since.
No, we've seen her. We've gotten a few paparazzi photos of her just out and about. And actually, at etonline.com right now, there's an article about how Kim went to a Christmas party last night. So she is still spending time with family. You and I were saying we missed that Kardashian Christmas card. We haven't seen their annual Christmas card yet this year. So we'll see if we get it and if Kim's going to be in it. But we miss you, Kim.
And now, as if things couldn't get worse.
I was going to say, here's the thing about this family. Yeah. You think that they have hit this headline, that how could they, compare to this? Kim robbed at gunpoint and then Kanye's hospitalization happened.
I mean, it's so crazy to think that, we thought the robbery was enough, right? But of course, one source told E.T. Kanye was hospitalized for what they're calling a mental breakdown, while another source told us it was due to exhaustion and lack of sleep. And no doubt, Kim's robbery, I'm sure, did not help.
No, and we had even heard from, sources and from people who are close to Kim and Kanye. We talked to John Legend, who's a friend of theirs for a long time, and he said, Kanye's been through a lot. The robbery affected him too. It's the mother of his children. Remember, at the time, he walked off on stage in the middle of a show because of what happened.
I mean, he had some very erratic behavior leading up into that. He had a lot of rants during his concerts, calling out his friends Beyonce and Jay-Z, saying he supported Trump. It was all kind of leading up to this craziness. And in fact, we actually spoke with Kris Jenner, Kim's mom, of course, right before we learned of his hospitalization. This is around the time that he actually canceled his tour. Take a look what she had to say.
All right, let's get both you girls
exhausted. He's really tired.
here.
Yeah, it's a grueling tour.
Great.
Now, what I can't tell from that is if she knew he had been hospitalized at that point.
You know, from all that we know about the hospitalization, we have heard that it was essentially like a moment where he was at a friend's house and a doctor called, his doctor called 911. We heard the 911 call, and it's up on our website, and said, like, we just need some help here right now, you know? So I think it was maybe not an expected hospitalization. He wasn't even with family at the time, but we don't know for sure.
But necessary, I'm sure.
Yeah, and what I think is so interesting about that clip is, man, you can see on Chris's face, her face kind of falls when she talks about it. She's like, he's exhausted, you know? You can tell that she's feeling that exhaustion for him. She's so close with her kids and with their husbands, she calls them her sons. So you could tell she felt it.
Clearly, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I actually saw Kanye's concert, and it is pretty grueling. I will say, like, it's high energy. He's giving it his all. He's chained to this high stage.
He's a solo artist.
He's a solo. It's
so
just
hard
him.
for them.
It's literally just him on the stage.
Right.
Of course, we've seen him since then. He took a private meeting with Donald Trump. I mean, that photo is, of course, Kanye rocking the blonde hair. Look at that photo. I mean, Kanye tweeted that they were meeting to discuss multicultural issues. So, hey, if you have the power to meet with the future president, then I guess you got to kind of take that opportunity.
I mean, so we now know that Kanye is out of hospitalization because he met with our president-elect. But again, who could have seen it coming? You guys, your comments are continuing to come in. One of you, Blumst, says, love the Kardashians, and the ones that claim they don't, you obviously are here commenting about them. It's so true. You can't say that people don't talk about this family. By the way, you guys, please tell us what you think of Kanye's hospitalization and then subsequent meeting with the president-elect. It's very interesting to hear everybody's thoughts on this because it is very polarizing.
I will say one more thing about Kim and Kanye. Out of all of this, and especially after Kanye's hospitalization, our sources tell us that it's actually made them stronger and closer together. So there were rumors of a divorce, but our sources say that's simply not true.
Who's the one person Kanye West follows on Twitter?
Kim.
It's
Kim.
It's Kim. Just that one. His queen.
They're ride or dies, clearly.
Ride or dies.
But we gotta move on.
All right. Well, you mentioned, we've got to move on. There's still so much to say. You mentioned Rob Kardashian and his seclusion in the past. 2016 was the year of BLAC CHYNA bringing Rob Kardashian into the light.
Bless. Rob is back. His comeback. I mean, he came back in a big way, really. Obviously, once we learned that they were dating, that was pretty shocking. No, given the family history. BLAC CHYNA, of course, is mother to Tyga's son, who is dating Kylie Jenner, Rob's sister.
You guys, we've come so far since that craziness that it is, you know, they've now had baby dreams, so I feel so past it. But if I think about where our minds were earlier in this year, we were just trying to wrap our heads around the fact, like, what would this family tree be? Because Kylie dates Tyga. Tyga had a child with CHYNA, and then CHYNA's gonna get married to Rob and have his baby. And so what if Kylie and Tyga get married? Then, like, what are these children's relation? Our minds were blown that this was real news.
I mean, because of that, I think there was a lot of rumors and speculation that there was some strife between the family, and they weren't sure if BLAC CHYNA was being accepted. Thankfully, we spoke to her herself, BLAC CHYNA. She kind of set the record straight on how the family is feeling and accepting her. Take a look.
I feel like everybody is entitled, but actually the engagement, it was so fast and it just happened, and he didn't do anything like malicious. It wasn't to hurt anybody at all. Yeah.
And where are you at with the sisters now?
We're all in a good place, and I'm happy, and we're excited for the new addition in my family and in their family.
Wow. I mean, again, the engagement and then the pregnancy, the news of that came so fast. So I think it was a lot of information for them to wrap their heads around.
Yes, we saw it play out in Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You know, the girls on their phones being like, wait, is Rob engaged? What's happening? Exactly. And their relationship with Rob had been kind of rough over the past year because he'd been in seclusion. He'd lived on and off with Khloe. Him and Khloe are very close, but also had fights because of the way he was living his life. I mean, can we even talk about, too, the fact that BLAC CHYNA is Amber Rose's best friend. Right. Amber, who dated Kanye. So Kim previously wasn't on great terms. I mean, the family tree, again, it's so Shakespearean. It's our modern day Shakespeare. I'm going to say that. I know it's bold. You probably won't agree.
I'm not going to lie. I'm too following the drama with eating my popcorn like, what is happening? But again, Rob came back in a big way because of that. I think he was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians this season.
They got their own show.
Come on, Rob and CHYNA.
Yes.
I think he was spending more time with his sisters, and of course, they've missed him. So I think CHYNA and the baby have been really good for Rob.
Really good for Rob. I mean, he has talked so much about the loss of his father and what becoming a father would mean to him. You know, when he just Instagrams about baby Dream, he seemed so happy posting. Here he is. That's the picture of when she was first born.
Look at her.
And he even says she looks just like his dad, Robert Kardashian. So I think that meant a lot to him. And it's been great to see him just even be on social media. You know, he really was... a little over a year ago, we were like wondering when we would even see photos of Rob next because no one had seen him. And now he's on a reality show. So
welcome back, Rob.
Welcome back to Rob in
Thank
2016. You. By the way, I was at the event we showed a few minutes ago with Rob and CHYNA at the Tropicana, that blue background in Las Vegas. And they didn't do interviews there that day, but man, was it sweet to watch the way he was with her. He was so protective of her. Like, he let her do her thing. He let her hang out with her friends, but then he would go walk over and check on her. And I asked him, like, hey, man, are you guys doing an interview today? And he just said, I'm doing whatever she wants to do today. He was really putting her first, which is really sweet.
And she, you know what? She also, if you watch Rob in CHYNA, which it's so entertaining, she puts him in his place, too. She doesn't let him get away with stuff, you know? And I think he needs that structure and that discipline. I'm not going to lie. But they seem so happy together, so I'm happy for Rob.
I want to say Joaquin just said, I think Khloe Kardashian had the best year. She has overcome so much and seems to be thriving at this point. Joaquin, we about to get to Khloe because I could not agree more. Let's real quick get into Kylie because... wow, Kylie Jenner, Kylie, her makeup line exploding this year. Her relationship with Tyga on and off. She turned 18. She just had a year where she became a superstar.
You know it's a big deal, or you're a big deal, when you're hosting the Kardashian-Jenner Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh.
It was at her house. She has become a makeup mogul, a little Kim Kardashian in the making, a little Kris Jenner in the making. Good for you. 18 years old and just killing it business-wise, right?
I think Kylie is wise beyond her years. I really do. She runs a business, and I know that she has the help of her mom and her sisters, but we hear this from celebrities a lot, that when you grow up in the public eye, you kind of age a little beyond your years, and I think that that has happened with Kylie. You know, we see her taking care of King and of Dream, and I wouldn't be surprised...
What are you about to say?
I wouldn't be surprised if Kylie becomes a mom at a young age. She even said on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she said she wanted to be a young mom and have kids in her 20s. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry, girl. Keep doing your thing. Don't. No, honestly, I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't happen.
I'm not saying she should.
No, of course. You see it, but I'm just
see
hoping
that she could.
She builds her life a little bit more. Look at Kim.
True.
It took a while before Kim settled down, had the kids, and so I hope the same for Kylie.
Kylie can afford a nanny. I'm just saying.
But she and Tyga are going strong. You know, this past month, she actually took these sexy pictures with him for his 27th birthday. Ooh. I mean, I'm glad they're on now, so we'll see where the new year takes them.
Very sexy pictures.
Happy birthday, Tyga.
All right, let's get into Miss Khloe K, because I could not be happier to talk about her. What a comeback year. There it is, comeback with a K, she has had.
You love Coco.
I love her. Yeah. She's my favorite Kardashian as much as I love them all. Khloe has had a year of, you know, she overcame everything with Lamar. They have finalized their divorce. And we wish the best to Lamar, but I am just so happy to see Khloe thriving, dating other people, her body looking sick. She is killing it with her denim line. Khloe's just killing it.
She did have a one rough patch. Of course, this was the year of Cocktails with Khloe, which we were excited for. It did not go past the one season. You know,
we drank to it, and then we poured one out.
Poured one out for her. Yeah. She's too busy. She's got other stuff she has to take care of. You know? She can't host a TV show right now. But other than that, I mean, she's got her body right. Like, she's been so active in the gym. And I mentioned that, not from a place of vanity, but she said this is a place for her of therapy. And she's really taking advantage of that. She works out with her new beau, Mr. Tristan Thompson. So she's, you know, doing things for herself, which I think is great. Yes,
she and Kourtney have both said, you know, Kourtney, we'll get into, went through a rough year with her and Scott being on and off. Khloe and Kourtney have both said that working out was so therapeutic for them, kept them so healthy. We've seen them on Snapchat just killing it. And next year, we're going to get Khloe's Revenge Bod reality show, which will be so interesting and inspiring to see.
You know, we've talked to Khloe so many times this year, and I did want to bring up one really great soundbite from her where she's talking about, you know, the effort she puts into her relationships and how she makes them work. Take a listen.
Make it work. I'm someone who I do like to put my relationships as a priority, and I really try to make that work. Right. And as long as people are making the effort to do so, I think anything could work. So it's a lot of juggling.
She's juggling everything, and I think she does prioritize her relationships, but she's also starting to find balance, which I think is super healthy, and that's why we are Team Coco for 2016.
And Khloe is always so honest when we interview her. Actually, we have an article up on the website right now. This was so interesting to me. Khloe, I think, said that the rest of the family has made her kind of their conservator. I'm not sure what the right word is, but they've given her the power if they need help in a medical situation or something because they think she's so competent.
I think because also coming out of that situation with Lamar, they saw firsthand how she handles this under fire. You know what I mean? She said that to Health Magazine, I believe, and we do have that up on the site. They're like, Chloe, here, signing you my rights. Here you
Honestly,
go.
You guys, I love this. So much love coming in for Coco. Yes, the favorite right now. So many people saying it was her year. Yes, it was.
It really was.
Patrice says, I love Coco. Ashley says, rest in peace, Cocktails with Chloe. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, failure leads to success. We fail, and then we find out what we're good at.
Speaking of success.
Speaking of.
Kendall Jenner. She also had a very, very good year. Banner year. The biggest, I think, was that she landed the coveted September Vogue cover and looked so gorgeous on it. Look at that. Come on.
It has been so exciting this year to see her really become a fashion model. You know, she has said that, you know, people think, oh, you got to step up with being on a reality show. I do think, of course, being a Kardashian helped her, but she did have to work hard to get taken seriously in the fashion industry, and I think that really happened for her this year. She was on the show less and less because she was traveling so much for all the modeling that she was doing, and just killing it. Also turned 21 this year.
Hello.
Oh my
Leave
God.
it to drink.
I mean, her 21 birthday party was lit.
It was pretty lit. So many famous friends. Of course, the family was there. Look at that.
There it is. She took over the two literally hottest spots in LA right now, Ketch and Delilah, for her 21st birthday. She wore a dress, a very glittery dress that she said was inspired by Paris Hilton. So Kendall really doing her own thing. You know, she wants to make her own style and make her own.
There.
Ooh, yes, girl.
Oh, sparkly.
Victoria's Secret fashion show, of course. Just so many big moments for Kendall and getting to do it all with her best friend. Her and Gigi Hadid out there just slaying.
Question for you. Do you think 2017 is a year that Kendall finally finds love?
Ooh, so interesting, right? Because we have so many maybe bows for Kendall. Rumored Jordan Clarkson, rumored ASAP Rocky. I think that I want Kendall to keep doing what she's doing, which is dating around, don't settle down. You see how different her and KYLIE are because KYLIE has been in this long-term relationship with Tyga for quite a while. Remember back before she was 18, we were like, little
inappropriate
age. Kendall's just staying around doing her thing, traveling, see the world, girl. Yes,
that's what she's doing. She's too busy. And then quickly, we have to talk about the last Kardashian sister, of course, Kourtney.
Yes,
and Scott Disick, which has also been a saga that's played out this year. Things look good for Kourtney and Scott.
They were such a question mark for so much of this year. You know, still broken up. We're now hearing, you know, I mean, that they are getting along great. What's going to happen for them in the future? It has been, like we said, though, so great to see Kourtney do her thing and be happy for herself. I love seeing that.
And Scott has really come back too. You know, a source tells us Scott is finally giving Kourtney what she's always wanted. He's been on his best behavior for the past 3 months, and he's been really focused on the kids. Like, there's so many Instagram photos currently on his account. Doesn't have Kourtney in there. He's just like loving his children, and I think he's spending a lot more time with them too, which is awesome to see.
You know, like the stalker that I am, I was watching an old episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians the other day, and I forgot, man, just how young Scott Disick was when he was first on that show. And when he first had Mason, he's a little bit younger than Kourtney. I think he was just in his early 20s, maybe 24. So he's been living this life for a while. And I think really what we've seen is just him grow up. You know, he's just matured, and we wish him nothing but the best. But I'm just glad for Kourtney. There he is, Scott and the kids.
Well, today they're actually celebrating, the parents are celebrating both Mason and Rain's birthdays today at Disneyland. You can hear and read all about it on ET Online. But this family, man, keeping up with them is so much work.
Oh my gosh.
But what a year they've had, honestly.
By the way, you guys, tell us real quick. We'll see if we can get any comments. Do you think that Kourtney should stick with Scott? I'm interested in this. Latanya says Kendall is gorgeous, and again, just so much love coming in for Khloe. Let's make a couple predictions. What do you think we will see in 2017 from the Kardashians?
Well, I'm hoping Kim comes back to social media. Honestly,
say that.
Like, is that sad?
We miss you,
we
Kim.
miss you, Kim. Yeah.
I do.
I was going back through all these tweets trying to find all the clapbacks, and I was like, man, the beginning of this year was so funny and so entertaining and positive for both Kim and Kanye, and things took a turn, and I don't want to see anybody kind of going through the troubles that they are. So I'm hoping next year Kim comes back, Rob stays in the limelight.
Kim comes back, Rob stays in the limelight. I want to see Rob get healthy. Him and CHYNA have talked about how they've said on Instagram they both want to lose weight. She wants to get back to her pre-baby weight. Rob just wants to, get healthy again. He, I think, has beaten the diabetes from the last thing I heard, which is great. But I want to see Rob, now that he's got this beautiful woman who loves him, he's got this baby, get physically healthy, because you got to be there for your family. And I think he can do it with her help. It's really sweet to see them together and be happy.
That family is growing and the kids are getting bigger. So next year, I think we're going to start seeing some more personality out of all the children. You know, Mason Disick, you're getting old, man. Why don't you put out a single? Why don't you put out a single? We're ready for you. Little mini Biebs in the making. I don't know.
I love it. You guys, thank you so much for being here with us. You can keep the conversation with us going over on Twitter. And ET is wrapping down all things 2016 all this month on Facebook. Tomorrow, tell them what you got.
Beyonce's biggest moments in 2016. Do you have an hour? Because it's going to be fun. Tune in, guys.
I mean, lemonade. Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have a great Thursday.
We'll see ya.